Harling here. I'm down in Wiltshire today. I have been invited down to the pit stop, which is located just off junction 17 of the M4, for the opening of its expansion. You can just see the Keedwell truck arriving there, which is going to be used for a bit later on for the official opening. And if I scan round here, you can see the newly laid asphalt stroke tarmac, which is providing 63 new parking bays. I'm just about to walk back up to the main building where the BBC outside broadcast unit is waiting to interview the managing director David and myself.
Busy old morning at the pit stop. Wagons coming and going from all over the country, from all over the world. There's one from Holland just in front of me. And the restaurant itself busy serving their healthy version of a cooked breakfast, and the shop buzzing. So what's happening here? Why is this expansion so important, not just to Wiltshire and to the pit stop itself, but for truckers? Let's speak to David Hatherall, who's the MD of the company. This is a big project you're opening today.
Yeah, no, it's been 4 years in the coming. We've overcome lots of challenges of planning and big investment, and yes, it's basically added nearly an extra third or 50% more spaces than we had before.
Yes,
so,
yeah. What, 160?
Yeah, we had nearly 90 bays, and we've gone to 150 something now. Yeah.
And you've added in refrigerated plug-in as well, which is a real plus.
Yeah, so one of the big bugbears of drivers is refrigerated lorries, as they run on noisy diesel engines at night to keep cold, which irritates the drivers that don't have noisy fridges. And so by having the electric hookup, the fridges can plug in and purr quietly overnight, and everyone will be happy. Yeah.
Now, the beauty of this for Wiltshire is you're a family business, you're a local business, you employ a lot of local people, and what we need to be clear is you welcome car drivers too.
Yes, we've got 6 EV charge points with through Ionity, and we've got a nice little convenience store and a nice cafe, so everybody's welcome here as long as you don't mind a truck stop.
And very good bacon indeed. Let's talk to Harling the trucker. You've come down from Pickering.
Pickering in North Yorkshire, yes, 6-hour drive, but I wanted to come to support David and his family because I really admire what they've done here. They've got skin in the game. It's family money, it's their own money, and they really have got a lot of passion with what they're doing, and they're doing a really, really good job.
Now, these small family-owned independent truck stops are really important for your industry, aren't they?
They're vital, and not only are they important in their own right, but they also show the way of how it needs to be done for the bigger operators. They are the template, and we need more of these.
Why are they so good for you?
Well, I would like to start with the breakfasts, and you've mentioned there, and I'm all about healthy food. A good breakfast, a good cooked breakfast is actually important, and as long as you're not eating it every day. But it's all about food variety, and I'm passionate about improving the health of drivers, and we need to start with food. And the network operators that run the majority of the services throughout the country provide only burgers and fast food, and that's not good for people 4 nights out of 7.
Yeah, if you're driving long distance, you need to fuel yourself as well as you fuel your wagon.
Absolutely, and the driver is often the forgotten part of the jigsaw, and I believe there's a lot of accidents happen because of lack of concentration, and that all goes back to poor diet and lack of water.
And it's a warm welcome here, isn't it? Because everyone's invested in the business.
It's a warm welcome on a cold day, yes.
Very much so. David, you were partnered with the Highways Agency to do this.
Yeah, it's National Highways. They had a grant scheme to help businesses like us expand, and so they very generously paid about 50% of the construction costs. So yeah, that was really important to us. Yeah.
But it gives them a great truck stop very, very close to junction 17 of the M4.
Yeah, and a lot of the funding has gone to improving facilities, like improving toilets and things like that, which is great. But what our project has delivered for them is 62 additional parking bays, which is 62 more drivers out of laybys and having decent facilities.
Behind me is the M4 in full flow, morning rush hour flow. In front of me is Harling the trucker, who's come down from Yorkshire. And we're going to start by talking to him before we talk to David Hatherall from the pit stop, because truckers are really important to this country. This is a bit of a jewel in the crown, this place for you. What is it that we need to do nationwide that's being done here that makes a difference to truckers?
Well, it's a warm welcome for first and foremostly. They've now added reservations to the site, which is absolutely massive, because for somebody like myself who might get to a site at 7, 8 or 9 o'clock at night, we need to know, particularly if we've got a valuable load on, that we can get a parking space. So to be able to reserve a space and know that it's going to be there is absolutely gold for me. And the fact that I pull fridges and I can now come here and park up and plug in and not annoy other truckers is also very, very important. And the trucking industry is the blood and lifeblood of commerce, and it's so important, and it was really appreciated through COVID, but we're starting now as a nation to forget about the importance of trucking, and it's important that we remember and that also the most important part of the truck is the driver sat up front. The trucks get serviced and checked every 6 weeks, but the drivers really only have a health check every 10 years. So we need to put more value and understanding on the guy sat at the front.
So a place like here, which prides itself on looking after the health of truckers, is important. David Hatherall, as the MD, that must be good to hear, that someone who's representing truckers nationwide likes what you're doing.
100%, absolutely. Yeah, the reason we built the extension is we weren't able to accommodate all the drivers that wanted to stay here. So we know that drivers appreciate what we do, and our mission is just to carry on making certain that we stay on top of our game and looking ahead to what the drivers need tomorrow.
It's a buzzing place, there's lots of trucks coming and going. You've got your shop, you've got your restaurant, locals use it as well. Yeah. You're also a big employer around here.
Yeah, we employ 24 staff aside from the family members that work in the business, so it's a big overhead to maintain. So putting these extra 60 bays on will definitely help us keep our heads above water. So it's a very expensive operation to run here.
You clearly value this business, the pit stop, or you wouldn't be here.
I absolutely do, and I really value that the amount of effort, time and passion and skin in the game, money that's gone in, private money, to make this pit stop what it is. It's a template for how truck stops should be throughout the country.
Because truckers are important. I mean, you alluded earlier to them being the lifeblood of the country, how much they were appreciated during COVID, but that maybe has slipped a little in terms of the appreciation. It's still a hard life, despite heated cabs, despite air fryers in the cabs, it's still hard.
Yeah, it's psychologically very tough, and we're not always appreciated as well as we could be. And at the end of the day, after a tough day, to be able to come somewhere like the pit stop and have that home welcome, really, which David alluded to earlier on, it is a friendly place, it is welcoming, and the fact that I also mentioned earlier on, massive thing that you can book in here and secure a place late on in the evening is very, very important to us.
So when you're driving down the M4 and you're tired, you're coming to the end of the amount of time you're allowed to drive for, that you're going to park up somewhere with a decent shower, with a nice restaurant, quiet, you get some sleep.
Psychologically, it's absolutely massive.
David, I know having the hookups for refrigeration is really important, and that's a new thing with this extension.
Absolutely, yes. One of the key things that causes friction in a lorry park is fridges running overnight, and obviously during the summer, particularly if you've got frozen goods on board or chilled goods, you have to run it. But it makes a lot of noise when you run it with diesel. So by having the electric hookups, it just means that the drivers can connect their fridges to the electricity and they purr instead of rumble, and everyone's happy.
And this isn't just about comfort, this is about safety.
Very much it's about safety, and I'm big on developing nutrition and better health for drivers, which is the missing part of the ingredient in many cases. The trucks get checked every 6 weeks, drivers get a health check every 10 years, and that's not acceptable. The drivers need more education on how to eat better, and that's something else that I'm very passionate about here with David's wife, running various educational stuff every month, and that's really key. And hats off to her in particular personally, but also it's in that family environment that they all work as a team here, and they all bring something to the party, and it's just absolutely a template for how it should be done.
I mean, one of the things that's impressed me, David, here is that you do extend a welcome to female drivers as well, and it's not always an easy life for them.
No, absolutely. I mean, obviously there aren't that many female drivers, but those that are out there, they have got their own vulnerabilities, and let's face it, being in a lorry park, maybe one or two ladies amongst 100 and something men, you could feel quite vulnerable, so we go out of our way to make them welcome and look after them and provide decent facilities.
You want everyone to feel safe when they're driving, Arlene. You want everyone to be able to do their job, get there on time, get there safely. What could other truck stops specifically learn from the pit stop?
I think just come down and have a look at what they do and replicate it, because they do tick all the boxes here.